Dr. Jamie Webster from Angel Kids Pediatrics in Jacksonville, Florida. And today I wanted to talk to you about introducing solids to your kids. So all parents are excited about introducing solids to kids' diets. Some are a little nervous along with their excitement, but there are some guidelines you can follow so you don't have to be out there on your own and wondering if you're doing the right thing. First of all, talk to your pediatrician before you do anything, but in general, your baby will give you some cues when they're ready to start solid foods. Number one, they have to be able to sit up to a certain degree. That doesn't mean they can sit upright in a high chair. That doesn't mean they can sit alone if you put them in the middle of the floor. What that means is they can sit with support. So sitting with a support would be, for example, if you had a bumbo seat or if you had a boppy pillow, or you could stack pillows around your baby, or if you put them in their car seat and they're trying to do sit-ups working on their rock hard abs, then those babies are probably ready from a motor skill standpoint. Additionally, kids need to be able to take a spoon into their mouth and swallow the food. And early on in childhood, kids have what's called a tongue thrust reflex. So when you put food in their mouth or when you put spoon in their mouth, they automatically try and thrust it back out. And you've seen that probably with pacifier, with a bottle, or even with a breast early on. But kids eventually lose that reflex and they'll start taking things into their mouth a whole lot easier. And you'll see that when you first try solids, if they're ready from that standpoint or not. The other thing is they may watch you eat. So kids will move their mouth with your mouth or watch the food go from your plate to your mouth, or even sometimes they may try and reach for your food and you're trying to keep it away from them. That's another cue that they're ready. A lot of parents think if their babies aren't sleeping well at night, that's a reason. That's not a reason. I'm sorry, I wish it was. Others think if they start feeding more frequently, that that's a reason as well. And while that may be a cue, sometimes it just means that your baby's going through a growth spurt or that something's going on with your breast milk production or some other things. So you may want to consult with your pediatrician before that. Once you've decided that your baby's ready to start food, the next thing is to decide what to start. A lot of people like to start with a single grain cereal mixed to a soupy kind of consistency. I will admit that when I started my babies on solids, I mixed that rice cereal up and tasted it and was like, no thank you. But there's nothing wrong with rice cereal, there's nothing wrong with oatmeal. But you can also start with just a straight up pureed foods. Foods kind of come in three stages as far as babies go. There's the pureed, soupy consistency food. There's the sort of mashed, thicker consistency food, and then there are the kind of chunky foods. So we start over here with pureed foods first. A lot of people like to start with vegetables. The theory is those fruits are so nice and sweet that if you start with sweets, they may not like their vegetables, but it's up to you and it's up to your pediatrician how you choose to start. As far as cereals go versus starting with a pureed food, there's actually been some research out there and there's been no data to show it's better to start one way than another. So really personal choice is okay. Your grandmother will probably have some input on this, and so will baby's grandmother, but essentially it's up to you. So go out there, have some fun, and start some baby food for your babies.